Good morning and happy Tasty Tuesday. Good morning. So here we are starting our what I ate today. Today is I made a frittata out of eggs, leftover shank that we had, and bacon, crumbled bacon. So it's delightful. I'm looking really forward to it. I also have pulled some of the little egg buns out and topped them with some browned butter that got all nice and melty as they came out of the little toaster oven. And that's my meal one. Oh, and the ever so important, my one coffee experience for the day. I'm so grouchy and I need it. I feel bad to say that I need it, but I feel uh, I could go for a cup of coffee. It's cold. As you can see, 2 days in a row, it's thermal shirt day. By the way, if you like thermal shirts and you like to wear them in the winter and you have a Costco membership, they sell these for like $7. And they are very thin and super, super soft, but yet they still keep you warm. So, random tip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and eat my food, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about eating fat. So I'll see you shortly. All right, everyone. So I have finished eating my solid food, and after I finished eating my frittata and my little buns, I wasn't fully satisfied. So I took my coffee back downstairs and I blended in a half tablespoon of the brown butter. And that feels like it should probably, because I'm close, but I just needed a little something else. And that should do it. Hey, that brown butter's good in there. I did it on a whim. I hadn't really tried brown butter before. Usually, if I'm technically am actually a black coffee drinker, so it's definitely different to add something to it. In the past, I've done egg and butter, or just egg, or just butter, but never the brown butter. So I think I like plain coffee better, but that's all right. This will fill my role. Also, it is stupid cold in my office. I've turned on my space heater. Shh, don't tell the family. But I just need a warm beverage. In fact, I ran into that yesterday as well in the afternoon. I was so cold, but of course, I couldn't have a cup of coffee to warm up because I'd already had my singular experience for my day of BBBE. I wound up putting in some electrolytes and then warming up my water. And yeah, it was kind of a weird experience, but it definitely warmed myself back up. I felt more energized and better. For if you don't know, I have rheumatoid arthritis, and when the weather starts hitting, I also have Raynaud's that gets activated by that. So getting cold and my temperature gets off kilter, stuff like that. It's not like something that every person needs to do. It's specific to me. It really is very helpful. I like to have teas and coffees just to kind of really soothe. So, but that definitely it worked and I felt better. I was way less cranky after not being so cold. So, anyways, the reason we talked today, and I'm going to keep drinking my coffee while we chat, is because there has just been so much talk lately about how much fat should I be eating? Should I eat a lot of fat? Should I eat a little fat? And for some reason, um, as everyone goes through and gives their take on it, we seem to be missing that basically, regardless of how they are saying it, in the end, almost everyone is saying the same thing, which is you need to find out the level of fat you need to fuel your body. We've talked before on this channel about eating fat and how important it is, and how fat is your fuel, and you have to eat enough fat so that your body stops trying to store and hoard it. You don't cut down and be super lean so that your body will eat its own fat, because it doesn't function that way. It's a demand sort of process where your body needs the fuel and the nutrition from the fat you intake. So if you're not eating enough, then it's going to continue to hold onto it and kitty it away for the days because you're not getting enough. In fact, not eating enough fat can cause uh, muscle mass loss and fat gains. And you want to actually reverse that and go the other direction. You want your fat loss to happen and to have lean body mass gains. So now I'm off trail. So sometimes you see people who post videos that say like, don't eat so much fat. And they're keto people and you're confused by that. Uh, assure you, they're not telling you to cut out all your fat and to eat super lean like the old days on your old days of Weight Watchers, where you could eat 3 pounds of gummy bears and it was all great because you didn't have any fat that day. That's not what they're saying. What they're saying is you don't need to eat like 3 sticks of butter every day. You don't need to eat in ratios of 4-to-1 like someone just starting out on a seizure control therapeutic ketogenic diet. Even people like me with seizures who do a therapeutic ketogenic diet don't eat 4-to-1 forever. Somewhere back in the links, and I will try to put these things in the description. I've talked about it, but it does get very mathy. But for therapeutic keto, when you first start out, you do swing that vault to a 4-to-1 ratio, 4-to-1 being fat to protein. But that is a temporary thing. That is to really super put you into hardcore ketogenesis and get your seizures under control, get your brain functioning the way it's supposed to stop those misfires that are causing the seizures. I'm way oversimplifying that, but that 4-to-1 is not a long-term goal for even therapeutic keto. It's temporary. And for the most part, as you go through a therapeutic keto journey, you start out at that 4-to-1, and then you work it down 3-to-1, 2-to-1, 1-to-1. And if you start having difficulties or some brain fogginess, you temporarily bump that up to 2-to-1, or maybe even a 3-to-1. But those are very short-term stints, and you'd work your way back down to that 2-to-1, 1-to-1, where you find the comfort zone for your best neurological and physical health. Your body will let you know, but it takes a lot of time to get to know how to read those signals. Okay, now I'm too warm. I gotta turn my heater off. There we go. That's what that little beep is. I know. Am I helping you? No. Am I making it more confusing? Probably so. But here we are. So that's why sometimes they will say, like, you don't have to just pile on fat on top of fat on top of fat on top of fat. But when they say that, they don't mean don't eat zero fat. They're saying, go ahead, fry your eggs in butter. Sear your steaks off in some bacon grease and butter. Sure. But there has to be some sort of moderation. No food is ever unlimited. Even protein, which we say, don't worry about it if you're over on your macronutrients and you eat too much protein in a day. But that doesn't mean every single day you eat 500, 600 grams of protein. That is how you induce your gluconeogenesis. That's where protein turns to sugars, which people freaked out for a long time about that and would be like, oh no, you can never eat more than 50 grams of protein a day. And then they wondered why hair's falling out and why you're feeling weak and tired. You have to have enough protein to power your body, not fuel like fat, but to maintain and give you the nutrition that your muscles need. I know, I'm just making it worse, right? Is your brain going like making that little sproing? So here's the thing. I'm going to do a more complicated talk tomorrow about how macros get calculated for you. And I'm going to tell you, it's good to have that knowledge in your head for a little bit, but then you can let it go and just use the calculator and then you tweak it up and down until you find the sweet spot for your body. But don't be afraid to eat fat. Don't be afraid to eat protein. Reduce your carbohydrates, but don't be extreme. That's the point that most people are trying to make. You don't have to be extreme. And that's either direction, too much or too little. And it takes a lot of time. So don't get worked up about it. It takes a lot of time to find out where your personal balance is. You might find that you have more success with your goals in 2-to-1. You may find that after a while 1-to-1 is going to be your jam, somewhere in that range. But if you're just starting out and you're a little bit different there, that's okay. That's okay. It is confusing. I get it. And what I encourage is that if you are not sure or you are having a struggle, is that you reach out. You reach out to someone like myself or to like Christy Davis from the Keto Village. Talk to Coach Bronson. Let him know where you're at in your journey. He will 100% be able to tell you. I want to tell you, I didn't ask him to say his name, so I hope that doesn't upset him. But I'm going to say he is not telling you to trim every bit of fat out of your diet. That's like crazy talk, and he would never do such a thing. He eats plenty of fat, and he recommends plenty of fat. He recommends not being a fat excessive, which is very reasonable. So, I lost train of thought there. I know it sounds weird to say, but moderation in all things is not always the easiest path to take, but that is where we need to work towards. Not all things, but you know what I mean. Like, we're definitely always going to, in ketogenic food plans, you want to be extremely low on the carbohydrates. 20, 30 total carbs at all times will give you your best shot at a solid ketogenic lifestyle. And at times bump it down, just like right now, a lot of us are doing the round of beef, butter, bacon, eggs. That helps us get in touch with our satiety. Initially, when you start beef, butter, bacon, eggs, you might be eating too much fat. You might be eating too much protein. You might be having too much total intake, more than your body needs, because you are still cleaning up things. Some of the intolerances you've been maybe tolerating and accepting as just it is what it is are kind of working through your system. You don't really have that good solid feeling. That should be temporary. It should be temporary. If you are struggling after 2 to 3 weeks in, then reach out and ask for some help so that a lot of people can really give you some hands up. Two Crazy Ketos offers paid coaching for exactly for just this type of thing. And they've been there. We've been there. We all know it. So reach out and ask for those helping hands when you need it. Ultimately, what I'm saying is be mindful of the fuel you're putting in your body. That's basically it. It's just be gentle on yourself. Yeah, that's the nitty gritty of it. Honestly, it's be gentle on yourself and try not to be extreme. Extremes are always an issue. And I know that seems weird because we're pretty extreme on reduction of carbohydrates, but we're balancing that by bringing up our fat and protein. So there's still that moderation within. So let me know how much I have made it even worse for you, and now your mind is like, oh my God, what did she even say? I didn't get it. Post that in the comments. We'll try and break it down. We will add more details day by day. A few weeks back, I did a video talking about starvation mode, and we definitely want to talk more about that. We want to talk about that and break down all of the little details, get in there so that you are well educated about your health. That way, you don't have to worry about doing the math, but you know how it works. So it just helps you out. And I know sometimes it's kind of boring to watch and sometimes hard to let sink in. It is definitely heavy on the pro nerd sort of spectrum. So I'm sorry about that part, but I promise, listen through it, and then it'll be there in the back of your head, and you don't have to think about it on a daily basis. But you know where it belongs in figuring out your personal journey. So that's it. All I'm saying is be mindful of your intake and know what you and start listening to the little signals from your body. Just like I did today when I ate all my food, which I thought should have been plenty, and then I was like, no, you know what? I need a little something else. And there we go. My little something else, which by the way, I don't know if I'm going to finish it. I might be I do want a little more, but I don't know if I can drink this much. We'll find out. I'll let you know this afternoon when we talk about meal 2. And one more thing. You are awesome. You are incredible. I love hearing all of your journeys. I love seeing your day-to-day information. Share it out. It is awesome. And go you. Bye-bye. Hey y'all. So here we are. Meal number 2. I have some char-grilled burger patties topped with 2 poached eggs that look way shiny, glowing white on video, but it's just the studio lighting. They're actually quite perfect. I don't know. Bacon. Well, I don't know. And a little bit of three blobs of bacon butter mayo that because of the fats, it's still a little solidified in the fridge, and I didn't think to take some out ahead of time, so solid on the side it is. We'll get it in there. And I'm having some element water on the side. That is it. That's all our food for today, although it may not seem like a ton, but it's actually quite a lot. So I have a big pile of meetings. I blathered on ad nauseum earlier today. So leave in the comments what you are doing today for your intake. How about your exercise? I did planks. It went up a level in difficulty. So while I was struggling just a smidge, but I managed to get in my squats and my kettlebell swings as well. Now I just got to get a little bit more movement this afternoon in terms of like some walking, and we'll go from there. I hope that you guys have an amazing Tuesday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.